Hi everyone, my name is Julie. Thank you so much for watching. Today we are doing our 1 month, 1 palette update. It is the end of September. I realize that I'm filming this maybe a little early if you follow what outfits I'm wearing and how I'm doing my hair and makeup, but I feel like I know this palette pretty well and I'm ready to move on to something else. And that is the Coca-Cola Morphe palette. This is the Cherry Coke collab. I've actually really enjoyed this palette. This one I actually find very lovely. I've been doing a lot of one shadow looks with this one, which has been really fun to do. It's a little bit faster, a little bit easier to get out the door really fast, and this lends itself very well to that. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but this is what the palette looks like. Ooh, look. It's like the Never-Ending Julie palette. Yeah, so this is actually as good as it swatched, to be completely honest with you. It is a lot of pigmentation. You do have to be careful about how much pigmentation you are applying. I also found that this does not go over well with my Mally shadow sticks. It just looked a little crepey. So it worked great with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It did not work well with my shadow sticks. And I don't know if it's like shadow sticks because there's pigment already in them. It didn't lay nicely with this pigment, but yeah. I learned a lot about this palette. Like, seriously a lot. I also learned that it's not amazing applied with brush, but if you apply it with your finger and really press it on the lids, especially these shimmer shades in the middle here, the ones I really bought the palette for, like this red or this purple pink or that like rose gold, they really work better with the finger. You really get the full pigmentation that you want on your lids. And to me, every single one in that row can be used as a single shadow. I also use that as a single shadow. I used the red as a single shadow. I used like this beautiful pink burgundy. I'm having trouble with colors today. Pink burgundy in the crease. I used that in the crease and it was great. It was just this little deeper than neutral. That pink in the crease was really nice. This is a nice palette. I really enjoyed playing with it. I'm excited to have this in my collection. This actually reminded me that I have makeup or I Heart Makeup Revolution or I Heart Makeup Revolution palette, like the donut ones you guys know, like the ones that are like squishy on the top, that has reds in it. That was similar to this, and so I don't regret buying this, but because this is beautiful. But I did realize I actually have some reds pretty similar to some of these that I already purchased, and that's why I have too big a makeup collection. So I am gonna keep this. I did like it. I feel like I just learned a lot about this palette. Like my normal ways of doing eye makeup didn't work the best with this palette. Like using my fingers more than brushes, using different eyeshadow primer, like all that stuff kind of took me like a little bit just to learn, but I enjoyed it, so I'm keeping it and I'm hoping to get some more use out of it in the future. Now going into October, we are in the month of creativity. And so I decided to go completely basic palettes. I feel like October is like a makeup lover's dream because you can do whatever makeup you want whenever you want to do it. So I want to give myself the option of picking whatever eyeshadows I want, but I do want to test some palettes, but they're more basic palettes. And I did choose 2 of them because I thought 2 would be nicer than 1. To be honest with you, it's just 2 is nicer than 1. The first one, how old school is this guy? Do you remember? Okay, think way back. If you're in your 30s like I am, think way back to when YouTube started. Do you remember the Too Faced Naturalized palette? Yes, they do a version of it out now. When it got repackaged, I feel like some more like hum came up and everyone was like, that's super boring. But this was a dupe for that. This is the Hard Candy Naturalized. And I have tried to pan this before and I didn't get very far in it. And then I tried to depot the eyeshadows and it did not work out well. I ended up cracking like 3 of the eyeshadows. But this is what I've got in it. I've been holding on to this forever. It's the same format as the Too Faced palette. Like it's got the lighter shades in the bigger pan, and then as they get deeper they get smaller. It's just a basic neutral palette. I want to see if I will still reach for this. Like this is so similar to the Smashbox palette that I'm trying to use up for 2021. I just want to know, is this worth my time to hold on to it, or is it time to let it go? I think if I had depotted it, I would have used it during that project pan where I was like using my depotted shadows, but I just haven't reached for it since, and since I can't get it out, like I can get the plastic out. I can get the plastic out of the tin, but I can't get the shadows out of the plastic. Which I feel like is such a silly thing, but I feel like, I don't know, it's really big. Like it's bulky. So, I mean, I still do my eyes like this, and I know that's so old school. Like, I know makeup has changed, although I almost have this look on today. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny to me. I know this is, and I look at this, I'm like, ooh, that's dated, and then I'm like, that's exactly what I have in my eyes. I realize my makeup tastes have changed, but mine hasn't, so I'm interested to see if I still like that. Maybe since my tastes haven't changed as much as I thought they have, I like it. The other one, this is the LOV palette. I bought this when I was in Germany. This is called the Evolution Luxurious Eyeshadow Palette, and this is devoted to metallics. I don't remember if I did this in a 1 month 1 palette previously, but I really just enjoy some of the shades in there. They are definitely metallic. I've got an icy white. Like, look at that icy white. I've got a pink, almost to a rose gold style. I'd actually probably say it's a little bit more of an icy pink. And then I've got this gold. And they're just good metallics. Great going into the holiday season. So, in case you're wondering, that's more like a copper bronze. It's just good going into holiday season. It's got that shine that I like to do. They're not wild colors, but there's enough for me to play with. I think some of these can be one shadow looks as well. Like the 3 in the middle, I think, can be one shadow looks. So I'm excited to give this a go. I haven't played with it very much, so it's time for me to pull it out and use it again. So that's why I chose this one. But in total, like, I have very few eyeshadows. Like, this one has 9 and this one has 5. So 14 shadows to test and try, see if I like them. I'm interested to see if I'm going to keep either of those palettes. In theory, I like both of them, but I'm interested to see, like, as I use them more and more, if they're worth keeping in my collection, now knowing what I know about makeup. And that, my friends, is where we're at. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.